So the time is running, I see here. This is for the time, by the way, so I don't run out of time. Again, the afternoon after lunch spot. Good thing they didn't have steaks. So I'll be speaking very slowly and not interesting, so you can doze off. The Agile PMO, my name is Michael, and I get 45 minutes to tell you what I think about agility and project management office. A bit about myself. I've written quite a few books about project management and team leading, a bit about NLP and psychology, and project management and the PMO. Before I go to conclusion, this is another view that kind of is built on experience in the last year or two. I mentioned that when I wrote the book, and I've written the book, I initially thought about, all right, Agile PMO as a value-driven entity. But then I noticed that there's a lot of interest now into how do you make Agile work with waterfall. Because if you don't listen to the zealots, the radicals, who go Scrum or die, or Scrum or nothing, you can't really work otherwise. They'll always, well, always is too powerful. There will be a waterfall overarching. You don't call it waterfall. Call it control, top-down control. Why call it waterfall? There'll be top-down control, and you want to work with and under like kind of low project management for projects using Agile. So this is what we have here. You can use Agile, Scrum, or Kanban, or each and every other flavor of Agile approach that you want. And you're running sprint iterations. Does this work? Well, it does work in software. Small software companies, this works. It doesn't in big organizations where you have integrated products and where you have industries that are highly regulated. It doesn't work. Because on top, as I've just mentioned, you have a stringent control mechanism. This is the waterfall, and they don't speak the same language. And the question is, what do we do? How can we solve that? And what we've seen, because usually they'll clash, so they'll start implementing Agile Scrum, and 2 years later, you'll sit with a project manager for a meeting. There'll be 15 people in the room. Half will be Scrum Masters, half project managers. The Scrum Master will be sitting in this table. The project manager will be sitting at this table. And thank God they took the knives away, because there were a lot of animosity. The project managers were coming from the top world. The Scrum Masters, product owners were here. So is this solvable? Yes, we think it is. And in the last year or so, what we've been saying is that you can define the PMO, a real Agile PMO, as a translator between the two worlds. This is part of the article of answers. I don't intend to read this out loud. The answers for how do you merge, how do you create this translation or transformation for you IT guys, transformation mechanism between top-down waterfall, bottom-up Agile. How do you create a layer that knows how to translate these two worlds? Can you? Yes. It depends on the industry. It depends what you want to achieve. It depends really if you're willing to make concessions. Because if you're going to say that it's either 100% Agile or nothing at all, you're just due to fail. If you're accepting that there are some concepts in Agile that make sense, there are more than a few concepts in Agile that really make sense. There are some concepts in waterfall approach and linear approach, waterfall methodology that make sense. The idea is to merge them and be realistic about that based on the industry. So definitely there are some industries where you can be more Agile. There are other industries where you can be less Agile, more waterfall. Depends. You need to define the translating mechanism. I'm not saying you have to have waterfall for that. PMO for that. What we've found that it's very easy to assign this role to the PMO, calling him the Agile PMO. The Agile because he speaks both languages. He knows velocity, and he knows backlog, and he knows Kanban, and he knows Scrum, and he knows product owner. He speaks their language. He also knows how to take burn-down charts and to wrap them differently for reporting to management. He also knows how to stop management during a sprint and tell them, look, these guys are working as we've defined. He'll be doing that. So it's quite a bit more into that. But the idea is to use the PMO, since he's already there in most organizations, as a way to implement this agile teams and translate into waterfall and vice versa. This really works very well.